Got it.
Okay, I think we're recording now.
All right,
Okay.
very good. Have a good meeting, everybody.
Thank you, Pablo. Have a
Pablo.
great night.
Take care, bye-bye.
Good evening, Mr. Spalter. How are you, Rob?
I'm good. I just got back from having 5 epidural injections in my spine, so I'm still feeling a little fentanyl high.
Woo.
But
Sounds
right
like-
now I'm okay. And I figured
Okay.
I would log in. Your meetings don't last long. I said I could sit that long.
You could sit. You could sit through mine.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wait if I
Other
just
ones
look at the
that I wouldn't even think about it. I
That's
wouldn't
true.
even think about it.
I don't know. I haven't heard back from Herb, so I don't think we're gonna have anyone here from Julia. Do you have the agenda available or up?
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Call to order, recap of Memorial Grove, planning for next year.
Okay.
Memorial
So-
Grove was very wonderful, and it was moving.
Hold on a second, Rob. Wait, one quick second. All right, so we're gonna call the meeting to order. Julia, Rob, and myself here. Someone just entered the room.
Ashley,
And Julia, could you take note of who's in the room? I didn't get a chance to get back to my office. Can I ask you to help me with that? And now we will start on the Memorial Grove. Rob, you were saying?
it was very, very moving. You did a phenomenal job. You did a phenomenal job. It was spectacular. And I
Thank
enjoy it. I always enjoy it, but you put it together very nicely. Put it together.
No,
Very
yeah, I think, yeah, it was well received that, everyone seemed to have appreciated it. I thought it moved at a good pace. It was respectful, but it didn't drag on, and we didn't keep the kids out there way too long.
The rain helped keep the speeches short. Which
The rain helped keep the speeches short. Yeah, put that on the agenda, Rob, for next year. since you're
for
gonna be on
next
our
year,
planning
we
committee.
want a little rain so that the speakers do not go on too long.
So next year, we're looking at a tentative date of November 5th.
Okay,
I want to start planning ahead because one of the things that I wanted to discuss with the committee that I've raised with the park is that I'd like to have a new plaque put in
okay,
for someone, a little bit more modern times, maybe a gold star, maybe somebody who was killed in action from the Bronx,
yeah,
and actually have the Gold Star family there for the unveiling of it. I think that'll make it very, very poignant.
very poignant. Yes.
But Parks Department says that's verboten. And I'm getting a little pushback. Maybe it's just a general pushback from Stephanie, but she might just be like, well, this can't happen. But we've got a good friend of ours, the Veterans Commissioner, who could take it to the powers that be, and this is not just a vanity.
Well, yeah, I could actually, I have some influence with the chair of Community Board 8.
Yeah, exactly that.
She could
You
call
already had
Iris.
once or twice.
She could call Iris, and I'm sure Iris still got juice.
Right. So I think that we'll have to work on it collectively
Yeah,
to make sure we don't ruffle feathers, and it's coming from more than just me. But I think if we work that out, I think that'll make it a very special event.
right. It helps bring the community closer to it because the originals, there aren't that many people left that know about those people, and it's nice that you read an obituary and talk about the life of somebody. I thought that was really a way to make people connect that these were human beings that left the community for a period of time to serve their country and serve, honorably.
Right.
And, they came back and lived their lives. They don't all die over there. And
But I think it's good to bring it to modernize it a little bit, to say,
Yeah.
hey, these are people that you might have known, you might have actually crossed paths with.
Yes, no, I don't disagree with that, but like I said, at least until July in this house, I'm second chair.
Ms. Gomez, do you have any dissenting opinion on this?
Absolutely not. I think reading the obituary helps bring it to life, and I think understanding and recognizing this is something that our community continues to do up until current deployment may help to soften some stances
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah. Councilman Eric Dinowitz suggested that he actually, when I approached him, he said, that's a great idea. He said, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys saw it on New York One or on News 12. They have a Mason apprentice program at Woodlawn Cemetery.
Oh,
It's a community-based apprenticeship program for people to do monuments, and that's paid for, funded partially by the city or in large part by the city. And he said, well, this would be a great project for one of these guys who are learning how to repair the tombstones, make the tombstones, and all these other things, giving something back. So we're gonna follow up
such
with
a
that.
wonderful thing. I mean, I was an apprentice. I was a tool and die maker. I was an apprentice for a lot of years before I ended up running the company. And that's why I can take the lead with Laura, or I can bite my lip
Right.
and let her just call all the shots, and
Right. So
much better than I am anyway.
right. No, you
No,
guys,
really,
you guys are the dynamic duo. But I think there's some. All right, I just wanted to socialize that amongst the committee, because I think that's where some of our individual work is going to be. Looking out, say, all right, who do you have? Who can you call? And getting the idea socialized.
Yeah.
So I spoke to Jim Hendren, the commissioner who could not be here today for the report, or anyone from his office. They are continuing their work. They're asking that the community board continue to advertise the things that they put out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna speak to Pablo and to Kiara about that, about like actually getting things out to the whole community board list, at least 2 or 3 things a month that come from.
I know they put stuff on Facebook as soon as they get it.
Yeah, they do. No, they're really good about it. But,
I see stuff in English and Spanish posted all the time.
I want to make sure that we get the veterans related information out. So as you guys see it, shoot it over to me, and I'll request that it gets sent out, because we all in our different walks of lives see these different things.
Okay, because what I'll do is I see things and I forward them to my boss here, and I don't know if she always forward. I say, send this to Sergio. So I'm going to just send you things directly.
Right, Robbie. Yeah, let's do it the other way. Send it to me.
Let's do it that way. That's right. Because I see things, I read a lot of different news feeds, and
Right.
I see stuff all the time, and I say, oh, you should send this to Sergio. Send this.
Right. No. Send it to me so I can officially request the board forward it.
You got it.
As the chair. I think that may be a more effective way.
I have permission now. I'll
Yes,
tell her. I have it
please.
from a higher authority.
That's right. Okay. So. Okay. All right. So James Hendren is he would like more involvement from the community boards. I know I've spoken to him a couple of times. I spoke to him around Veterans Day. Veterans, November is always a tough month for them, because they're involved in a lot of different events, and I think we should. I was unable to go because I was traveling in November. Then I had some other veterans commitments, but I think we should make a better plan of at least some representation from the committee attending some of the things that we get invited to from the city. Whether you're a veteran or just a veteran supporter, as a member or a community member of the committee, appearing for us. So you may get an invitation to go something separate and apart from your regular roles in life.
That's
And
fine.
I think it's important to show.
with us, it's medical appointments. Afterwards.
Yeah, no,
You know, No,
we've all
I'm
got things.
75 and, it's like, it's just unbelievable. You know what I mean? You walk into to Waters Place and it's like, oh, hello, everybody, it's all friends.
Right. Yeah, you know the people you shouldn't be knowing that well.
That's right. They shouldn't know your name.
So, all right, we actually skipped over number 3, I'm gonna mention it at the meeting, and I know Julia, you're on a couple of different committees, and I'm a couple different committees, and I know Rob, you attend a whole bunch of committees that we keep showing the flag and, say, hey, it's economic development. Does small business have a veterans program? It's mental health. Is the VA doing something? Do they have a suicide awareness program that we should be pushing out? Like I
Yeah.
said, yeah, it's our, I see our role here in this committee more as coordinators and actually the ones who are, except for Memorial Grove and those sorts of things,
Yeah.
except for not the ones who are necessarily doing it because the committee's already doing these things. So let's keep an eye out for that. And
Mr. Chair, if I
yeah.
may.
yes, ma'am.
Is it a good use of our time to reach out to the VFW and I know the VFW because it's around the corner from where my mom is, but the one down on Corlier, is it worth
The
trying to reach out?
The American Legion.
The American Legion, is it worth trying to reach out to them to A, share the information we get directly, B, ask them about veterans issues to bring back, those kinds of things? Is that a relationship that we should start trying to actively foster?
I think we should. I think that's a great idea. During COVID, it was hard because everybody was shut down and the guys weren't necessarily going, the men and women weren't necessarily going to the meeting, to meet at the halls like they were. But I'm getting the sense that people are starting to come back. So yes, Ms. Gomez, I think that's something to put on in the minutes, and that, we'll have the office do some outreach and try and make the connection for us. Okay, is there any old business that we haven't discussed? Any new business?
I just had a question about new business, as I
Yes,
believe
ma'am.
the veterans chair from CB7 had wanted to make a connection. Did I make that up?
Chad Royer, yes. They had an event the week after or 2 weeks after our event on Marshall Loop Parkway that I attended the tail end of it. He attended the Memorial Grove event, and I think it's possibly his second year. So I am in touch with him.
Okay.
So as things come up, we will attempt to mutually support each other since we're neighbors. And most of the issues are, unlike a lot of the other services like the police and fire and such that we deal with in community board, most of these services do not end at the borders of CB8.
Right.
Right. So and like, for instance, the VA hospital, the largest regional veteran service center, is just across the street from CB8.
Right.
So, but if there's good information, obviously, people travel from all over the country to go there. So you can go from Riverdale to Kingsbridge Road if it's going to be, something that's important.
Right,
So,
going back to the connections, that might be a good resource to try to have someone to share information, make sure that they're aware of what's going on, and also to get information about where we can be helpful and supportive.
that is true, because I remember a couple of years before COVID, they put out a call for volunteers. They have an outreach program. I don't know how far back they are, but we will find out to see, because there are people with time on their hands who may be able to directly benefit veterans, and not just within our borders again. All righty.
I wanted
Thank you
to
for that,
ask
Ms.
something else.
Yes, yes,
Sergio.
Rob.
You mentioned something about the flag before. I'm, a big flag supporting person, and I notice a lot of places, public places, don't always have flags anymore, and community centers, and I don't know if people are supposed to, if they have government money, or have a flag, but they always have other stuff up. But to me, I like seeing the American flag when I go to places. I don't know whether people should be reminded of it. I don't know. I didn't talk to Laura about it. I know.
You know what? You know, Rob, I know that government, like schools are supposed to, precincts, a lot of government buildings are supposed to. That's a great question to look into. If you follow up with an email, because I'm
I
not
will,
in my
I will.
office now, follow up with an email with me. We'll get the regulation on it.
Yeah,
But one thing to always be looking out for, that I'm always on the lookout for, is they're not supposed to have damage flags up.
yes, that's a problem.
That's a big problem. I've called 311 and I've called principals directly, and they're like, oh, but that's the only flag that we have. Then you don't put up a flag.
Right.
Is the
Okay,
proper
I'm sure there's
protocol.
plenty of people that would give a flag. If a place didn't have a flag, I'll buy the darn flag.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
You know what I mean?
There are places that give flags.
Yeah,
So, but if you see a torn flag, that's worse than no flag.
that's worse than no flag. No, I hear you.
That's worse.
That's
You know,
disrespectful.
it's a 311. It's a 311 call with a copy of the 311 number to me if it's a public building.
Okay,
So if we see it on a school, that's a great point.
no, I will do
and-
that because, Deirdre Burke, she's my best friend.
Yes.
If this is a thing that she's always talked about, being in
It's-
places, even like in SAR, she said, they don't have an American flag yet. You know what I mean? It's like.
No.
and
You know what? I will find out the
and it's
regulations.
politically, it's sensitive, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't feel bad bringing it up because I am Jewish.
Right. No.
Wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn about your
Right.
nationality, your ethnicity, your race, whatever, religion, there are things that just should be, is right and wrong. And, I'm old, so those things are a lot more important to me than they are to people today.
No, but
But there's
the better.
also-
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Mr. Chair, there's also a proper procedure for disposing of flags
Yes,
that I think a lot of the general public is ignorant of, and that might be
Scouts.
why,
the Boy
might
Scouts.
be why
used to
they're
take-
holding on to it.
The Boy Scouts accepts old flags to appropriately dispose of them.
Yes,
If not, I'm pretty sure the American Legion or the VFW will.
yeah,
So we can, but yes, I think the first point is identifying them and putting, especially where there's a damage flag,
yeah.
a 311 on a public building, a 311 call. I've called about the precinct. I walked into the precinct, I've called about schools, but that's a great thing to follow up with the office like we do about all the other 311 calls we make.
Yeah, no, it's something that always annoys me, and it's,
Copy that.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anything, any other new business? Okay. All of you, thank you very much for attending, and we will be in
I'll
touch
make a
with our
motion
next
to
meeting.
adjourn, okay?
Thank you, Rob.
You got it.
All right,
Good
guys,
night.
talk to you very soon.
Okay, take care. You'll hear from me. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.